Welcome to Stitch and Stuff. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Back to normal this week without Tina. We missed Tina this week. That was fun.
A lot shorter episode this week.
For several reasons, one of which is that I didn't even hardly stitch. So I don't have that much to share, but that's all right. We did all kinds of other things this week.
I'm not sure how we're going to Flosstube when I'm on my trip.
Well, we'll have to figure it out, or we can just not.
Time-wise. Like
time-wise.
We're driving and we get to the hotel. I mean, I'll be ahead of you, so that'll work in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
But it might not. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we should do one with Aunt Nancy if we can.
I know. It might have to be in the middle of the week, though. I was writing that down when we were going to be where.
We could record it early and then post it.
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to be there something like the 24th or the 26th. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Or Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, Nancy, that we're going to Stitchville, USA while we're there. Well, because I can't go through Minnesota and not go to that store.
And you should go without Dad in tow.
Totally not taking that dude this time.
Just enjoy as long as you want in that store.
Can't believe
I was going.
You got an hour. An hour? This is like a cross-stitch store on steroids for me, dude.
Oh man. Oh well, we did say I'm Sarah, you're Kim. We're a mother-daughter team in Washington. It's like, oh, we just kind of launched into logistics.
Yeah.
And we're in Washington State, where the weather is still very springy and not warm and hot like summer. But oh well, I guess.
I can't even say my weather's springy.
Okay. Well, springy for us is like windy and cloudy. Even here, usually ours is a little better by May. It's been a really cold May here already.
I'm in Western Washington. Sarah's in Eastern Washington. And my side of the mountains, we had rain, I think, just about every day in April. I mean, it was like the rainiest, coldest April since who knows how long. I was telling Sarah before we started recording, I mean, I'm still wearing turtlenecks some days because yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning, it was 46 degrees out. So
yeah,
I mean, it's green and stuff is blooming. I don't know how, but it's just windy and the sun's peeking out today, but it's just gloomy.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't, why call it spring here? I mean, if we're going to have, if you're going to make me have spring, huh?
That is spring. So
I know, but some places have really mild, beautiful springs.
Yeah, I guess
I would like that.
Those places.
But I'm certainly not motivated to go do yard work in between thunderstorms and windstorms.
No. Yeah, I haven't done hardly any. We did plant some trees. We got a bunch of free trees from the Arbor Day.
Oh, did they do that again?
Just because we did a survey. So we planted a couple of dogwoods and some red buds, Eastern red buds they sent us.
Never even heard of that.
And they're really beautiful. They have bright pink flowers in the spring, I think. And what was the other one? Crepe myrtle. Maybe they're the ones with the pink flowers. The red buds probably have red flower buds.
Where'd you plant them at? Along the driveway?
We planted some along, we have like a long curved driveway. So we planted some along that curve. And then we planted a dogwood in the front yard along the road, kind of in the yard, but
like on the line where you have the 5 pines.
Yeah, because we want to do right now. We have a fence that goes over part of the yard, and we eventually want to do a split rail fence that kind of goes along the whole edge of the yard from the front and around the driveway to the side. It's hard to you probably can't really picture unless you have seen our house, but we wanted to plant something inside of that hopeful fence line once we can build that. So we planted, and I think we planted the crepe myrtles in the front. So they'll be kind of pretty bright pink flowers. Some of the bushes that I had tried to plant there last year and the year before just didn't make it. It was so hot last year. And our irrigation was a little bit sketchy because we're dependent on some farmers to share what they pump, and they weren't wanting to share as much. So
what do you do about that this year?
I don't know. Wait and see, I guess. Figure it out.
I saw the forecast. We're in for everything they're saying now is we're in for another hot, dry summer over here, which will probably be the same for you.
Probably. So I guess we can water from our well. It's just a little harder, but
You don't want to drain your well with watering plants.
well, yeah, it's not my ideal situation.
No.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
time you're getting ready to go on your big cross-country trip.
We leave Saturday for 3 weeks.
Crazy.
I'm so ready for a vacation.
Yeah, I wish I was going on vacation.
It was so hard not to be crabby at work this last week. So
Yeah.
it's got to hang in there. 4 more work days.
So you leave the 13th then, or the 14th, whatever that
14th
day.
Saturday. Yeah.
And then the next weekend is my big retreat that I've been planning. So that will you'll be gone, and then I'll check that off my list. And
yeah.
Coming up to the end.
It's gonna be going like that, which is why I didn't really do Mania.
Yeah, I haven't done.
Because I know better. I mean,
anything. I said I haven't done anything. That's for sure. I've hardly even done any of my magazine monthly goals, but I guess we can show that.
Somebody is doing, it was linked on Instagram from Emily Call's Salt Pepper Stitching. Her designs were featured on this one gal's Instagram page. They're doing Fill the Bowl Mania.
I saw that.
So it's just, I thought, oh, I could get behind that next year. Maybe that's what I'll do next year.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of spring small. I don't have any, really don't have any spring or summer smalls other than like 4th of July. I think I have a lot of fall. But yeah, so maybe I'll make that a focus next year in May.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I do. The girls have been stitching and crafting and stuff, so we can bring them over to show.
Yeah, come and show us, girls.
So Rosie, one of the reasons I was so crazy this week is because we had birthday parties, but I don't think Rosie got anything particularly stitchy. But have you been knitting too? Excuse me. I don't know if you heard that.
I'm yawning, you're burping.
That LaCroix carbonated burp. Okay, well here, let's find a way to squeeze you in. Come in front of me here. Wobbly.
You look springy.
I love this. That dress.
Cute.
Rosie's not feeling very good today.
Oh
I
no.
don't know if it's allergies or the beginning of a cold, but she's been
Another cold. You're not gonna get another cold. Is that a hat?
Yeah.
with that striped yarn, with those 2 colors of yarn.
Yes.
But we
haven't
haven't
done that for a long time. Haven't seen that for a while.
Yeah. What have you been cross stitching too? That's the big thing you probably made a lot of progress on. I don't think so. There's your knitting. How old did you turn?
9.
9.
Rosie's 9.
9. No, we will not allow this to keep happening. I'm going to put you in a time machine and shrink you back down to a baby.
We were looking at baby pictures of her today. I came across a little. You should grab it. I should show a couple of them. And Pals by.
Is it done?
No,
No.
it's really close. What do you have left?
I have the inside border.
There's a
Oh, there's
strip
one more little border. Oh, so cute.
problem down here.
She's got brown hair. She looks like Rosie.
Oh no, you probably won't. She does look like you, actually. She looks a lot like you. No, it won't be a problem. I think it will stop.
Look
There was
here.
one little mistake, so we had to
Mom,
figure out.
it's a straight line, so where do I do it right?
We'll have to look at the pattern and figure it out.
Very cute, honey.
That is cute. Yeah. Really
And
cute.
you're almost finished it at the 1 year mark. I think I gave it to you for your birthday a year ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cute when it's done. It actually
Oh,
could fit in
yeah.
this. We could get a little frame this side and it could just stay in a little hoop.
Super cute. Yeah.
Or we could find a little tiny rectangle frame or something.
Cute.
Something
Cute, cute, cute.
Oh, go get that baby picture album. With the pictures of you being born. Well, not being born, but when you were born. And no pictures of her being actually born.
Speaking of which, I caught up on Call the Midwife. Does anybody else watch that? I watched it a lot and then I stopped and now I'm up to season 10 and season 11 is not airing in the US yet. I'm so bummed.
I just realized I'm on the last final season of Downton Abbey and I didn't even realize it.
Ooh. Oh, look at those guys, dude.
Let me see, but there's this you'll
But
remember.
his hair so short in it.
Let's see. We were looking at these this morning. When I was
Oh,
cleaning.
that's when we came to the hospital.
That's when you
Yeah.
brought the girls to the hospital. And then let's see, there's this really cute one.
Wait. Is
Hang
it?
on, hang on.
Hold on.
It's back here.
I have one of, I think, Jesse on the couch in your room with the girls all around him. He's holding Rosie and they're looking at her.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a cute one. But
I missed the one that when she was just born. Somebody took a picture.
Yes, something along that line. Yes. That's so cute.
then there's this other cute one where Millie's like got her little fists clenched, like she just thinks she's just
There.
oh yeah. Here's, look at Millie's hands down here.
Oh, so
And
cute.
Lily's face with her little lip out.
I
Showing her
know.
the toy they picked out for her.
Wait, can I see what
Oh,
toy
Oh,
they-
9 years ago. Can you believe that? It
no.
was a little butterfly.
I still remember though, because I stayed at Sarah's house with the two older girls. And I remember getting them all dressed up and doing their hair and driving, because I didn't at that point had never driven around Yakima on my own. I mean, whenever we went over there, you were always
I remember
driving.
being in the car.
Yeah.
Me driving.
That's literally right when they put her on my chest after she was born. I don't know how Jessie had the wherewithal to take a picture of that moment, but it's like one of my favorite pictures.
You just snap,
I
snap,
mean, I
snap.
don't look great, but
You're crying.
I'm
know, you
crying.
just had a
Like,
baby.
I have tears coming out of my eye. I think that's
Yeah.
why it just like captured that like emotion that I still remember, that like
Yeah.
elation to be holding her. And
There's nothing like that rush, but I just remember taking them to see you and marching through the parking lot. It was really windy because it was spring. And
April,
Just-
yeah.
so excited to see the new baby.
I have to see this little one. It's so big now. So great.
Who didn't come out with red hair? She came out with brown hair.
Dark brown, thick dark
I
brown
know.
hair.
We were like, who is this baby?
She even in the right family?
Yeah.
Of course she was.
You got the freckles to match
Yeah,
the rest of the
brown hair.
family. Don't you have freckles on your nose? Let me see. Are your nose
Does have
freckled? Yep.
little nose freckles.
Yep.
We have
Little nose
matching
freckles.
hair. Her
Yeah.
hair is pretty similar.
Yep. Very much like yours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ow. Yep, matching hair. So you must be mine.
Must be mama's.
Mhm.
I used to have
Okay.
brown hair like that.
Yes, she did. You always had brown hair.
Your dad looked at me the other day, by the way. We were at a restaurant. He looks at me, he goes, I go, what? He goes, I just never really realized how white your hair is now.
Huh.
Okay. It's been this way for a while, dude, but thanks for checking in.
In his brain, you still probably are mostly brunette with
Yeah,
some
see,
gray.
there's my brown underneath there.
Yeah, you do have some
I'm
left.
gonna match you, Rosie. You look like a gat.
Oh, let Millie go next.
Good job on your projects, love.
Yeah, you're gonna finish that
So
one.
close to being done
10,000.
with that.
You're gonna need to stitch the one that Mimi gave you for Easter. The Love You to the Moon.
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
Oh, I know, those are so cute.
Oh yeah, that's cool too that we didn't show. I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, here comes the Millie.
Millie. Let me guess, you're working on frosted pumpkin stitchery too. Yes, you are.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. The Christmas
Celebration
Christmas
sampler.
celebration sampler. It's getting a little beat up.
Yes, it is.
getting a little beat up.
Don't think we'll be passing that stash to anybody.
I think it keeps getting zipped up in the zipper when I
Yeah, it might.
because it
The
doesn't
project
fit all
bag
the
is
way in
probably
the
not
bag.
quite big enough for it.
I know.
Okay, where are we now? Let's see, you did all of this week, right? And then the
Yeah.
red. And the wreath.
wreath. And I started on the egg.
So close. So close.
So pretty. It's looking good.
It's
And
gonna be done by Christmas, that's for sure.
she has a little haul that she wanted to show.
Oh, yes.
Her birthday, her friend Camber gave her this embroidery
Isn't
kit.
that cute?
Oh, I've seen those at Hobby Lobby, the embroidery, and they've got cross stitch too, but oh, that's pretty.
I made one of these similar for Aunt Holly, remember?
Yep.
It comes with the hoop
You're
and
gonna learn how to embroider now. Ooh.
print pattern, the
Mm-hmm.
stamp.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, cross stitch or
that'll
stamps.
probably be really easy now that you know how to cross stitch, because basically you just kind of follow the outline. And this is all, oh no, there's a couple lazy daisies. But otherwise
What
it's
is
all,
that? What is lazy
is it
daisies?
satin stitch? Is that what?
Satin stitch, yeah.
It's lazy daisies.
Those white, these are lazy daisies, which
Those are
I'll
pretty.
teach
Kind
you.
of like a little loop. A little
And then
loop
some
stitch.
back stitching. So this probably won't be hard for you at all. Back stitching. Oh, French knots. You get to learn French knots.
Those are fun.
Well, and they probably have you doing a certain kind of back stitch where you chain stitch
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, it probably is.
I used to back stitch my cross stitch that way.
I can't think what the difference is between that and regular back.
Well, rather than up, down, up, down, up, down, it's like a running stitch. You come up,
I do that.
go
Isn't that
down,
fun to do
come
back?
up behind you, come back up.
Oh, where you're kind of like,
It's kind of like a chain stitch, or I don't
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
called a chain stitch, but
yeah.
Okay.
it's a smoother stitch. It's not up and down stabbing kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, you can just Google, probably called the chain stitch,
Mhm.
and find a tutorial. And okay, what else?
Okay, I made these.
She got
Who made
a,
them?
Sew them up together.
she made them.
Oh, okay. Oh, fun.
That's for
Is it a kit?
This is Liddy's.
Yeah.
This is for me.
Well, she got a bunch of like a kit of a bunch of stuff. Are they glued right now? Or what's it?
This one is trying to be glued, but it isn't. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
she
sew
has
them.
kind of a scrunchie making kit. And those were tubes that came with her birthday.
Uh-huh.
And she's got a book too.
Red.
A new favorite book. Or a new love book. Okay. Okay. Called
Lucky Broken Girl.
Lucky Broken Girl. Do you want to give a quick one paragraph synopsis? No, I don't want to read it. Just give it. Why did you like it? How about you tell us why you
Oh,
liked
you
it?
finished it already? Yes? It's a
Yeah.
library book?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She read it in like a day.
I did.
And why'd you like it?
How'd you like it?
Because it's a good book.
No. Mm-mm.
No, that's not telling me.
It's like you're trying to convince me to read it. Why should I read it?
Because it's a good
What
book.
will she like about it?
What am I going to like about it, do you think?
I don't know.
You don't recommend all the books you read to me.
I can just tell her it's something you like.
Yeah? Why?
Because it has stuff that you like.
Okay.
I don't know.
So there you go.
If you're gonna share a book, you have to tell us why you like it.
I liked it because it's a good story.
Did you feel like you were the same as the girl that's in the story?
No.
No?
Did she have to overcome some hard things that you liked reading about or something?
Well, she has to be in a full body cast for almost a year.
Well, that would be something really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why is it called Lucky Broken Girl?
Because she has a bunch of people that come and visit her and teach her things.
So even though she's broken, she's kind of lucky.
Good things happen too,
Hmm.
even though it was hard.
Mhm.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
about the author, like the
Oh.
author's story.
It's a true story.
Some of it, most of it is true.
Oh, interesting.
One of the things.
She changed some of it, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, the name of the girl is the same as the name of the author. Well, probably her maiden name. Oh, she also was not originally from America, right? She's from like Cuba, not from the United States.
I think one-
Did she come to America so she could have whatever surgery she had to have to go in the body cast?
Or had they moved
she
here
got
and
in a
They moved
class
here
there.
after after they were living here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how they had to move. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, maybe they were immigrating because they could get a better job or something.
Things are not easy in Cuba. It's not
So-
easy to live there.
Thanks for the book recommendation. I am
Yeah.
reading it.
Well, maybe I'll have to look for it too.
Yeah, she loved it.
My mama was in half body casts from the waist down.
Because of the hip
Hips.
surgery.
Yeah, not for a whole year. Well, she was when she was a baby, but as an adult, it was more like 3 to 4 months, but
Yeah.
not easy.
No, not easy. Liddy's showing up today.
Did you find your cross stitch? Couldn't find it last week.
Nope.
No, and I've looked everywhere that I can
I've
think of
been
for it.
knitting.
So she's been knitting
It
instead.
turns out it was supposed to be a doll scarf. Now it's too
Here,
long.
come put your head
so
in. It was supposed
How
to
can it be? How come it's too long?
It's just too long to be a scarf.
Well, can't you just wrap it a couple times around? A lot of people wrap their scarves around their neck a couple times.
I guess.
Are you going to make it longer and make it a scarf for yourself now?
Or something, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. A little neck warmer in the winter.
She said, yeah, you could. She said it's too narrow. She doesn't think it's good for a scarf for her because it's too narrow.
But if you make it long enough and you wrap it a couple times, then it feels wider.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know sometimes when I'm cold, if I just put something on my neck, I warm up.
Keeps the feet right here, wrapped it in
Mhm.
your core.
Makes me feel warm. Cute top, by the way.
Thank you.
Springy.
It
The
is.
girls are embodying spring.
Yes, they are.
Excuse
Yes, they want some spring weather.
I know.
All right. Well, we do have what?
Austin said to me the other day, my other son, don't you just feel like you're being held prisoner by this weather, Mom? No,
Prisoner? No, not exactly.
I have to sit in this house anyway and work all day long. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
Prisoner by my work, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, geez. All I can say is people must be thinking the pandemic is over enough because now children, I mean, our referrals are just flooding in. Work has been so crazy busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's returned to, I don't know if they would officially say this, my CFO, but it feels like we returned to pre-pandemic levels of
Yeah.
load. Yeah.
Crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah. Feels
Yeah.
like it. We do have a featured friend this week. So Heather Miller, our friend, sent us an email and it has pictures of her organization and a description of what she was doing. So I'm going to just go ahead and put her pictures here, but then I'll read. I can't really figure out another way to do it unless I showed a picture and then read and then showed a picture. That seems more like editing than I feel up to do. So I'm just going to put the pictures, but maybe I'll give a brief description. She's sending pictures of how she organizes her whips and what she's working on for spring. So the first picture will be kind of her categorization, her planning, and then I'll read the rest after. So I'll put the pictures right here. So here's what I've decided I'm going to do. So those were pictures of her organization. So I'm going to put those on because I think it's just interesting. So the first picture was that she says, I have discovered that I mainly like to work on projects in season. So I've made up a 4-box chart and categorized as many whips as I could into them and assigned 3 months of the year to each season. I have a variety to work on for those 3 months with lots of room to add new project starts, which you've done kind of before, try to work sort of seasonally on.
I do kind of like seasonal too. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't think I did, but I do.
And then picture 2, the second picture, was her whips that are like series or things that don't really fit into that seasonal category. Her series, her BAP goals, and a project that she and her sister only stitch on together. I just realized my computer is unplugged. Hey, Lydia, are you right there? Can you just come plug this in? I think somebody stepped on it and it's going to die in a minute.
Oh, we don't want that.
Quick. Quick. It should be that one. Yes. Thank you. Woo.
Crisis averted.
Okay. And okay, so then a project that she stitches only when her sister FaceTimes with her. And then the third picture was her version of Whip Go. She says, I have 5 large projects I want to see progress on. I've assigned each of them to 2 different months. July is my Canada Day project and November is for Christmas ornaments. Okay, so that's her organization. And then she sent in pictures of her spring projects so we can see what those are that she's working on right now. So I'm going to put those in right here. So those pictures were her spring projects. First one is Best Friends from the magazine Cross Stitch for All Seasons 2002. I've wanted to stitch this forever. I hope to turn this into a tart shell pin cushion.
Oh, sweet.
The next one is that Barbara Bourgeau Richards, the Helen, Catherine, and Mama's Goose. This is the pattern I borrowed from Kim.
Yeah.
And it's a SAL with my friend Sandy. We're stitching this as a tribute to Kate at the Last Homely House YouTube channel where we met and have become pen pals and sometimes meet up in a Zoom group and stitch together. That's
Cute, Heather. I didn't know she'd started it.
really cute. Yeah, and Heather, I'm guessing maybe you've changed colors or else the photography of the actual pattern is not very good because it looks like the dress colors are different. And I like if you did change it, I like your conversion.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, they did look different.
That last one, that greenhouse, so cute. It's called Anything Grows by Cheryl McKinnon of Tiny Modernist. Oh, it's a Tiny Modernist.
Oh.
It's from the Cross Stitcher magazine, September 2021. She says, I am starting this in May with the Zoom group from Flosstube Sanctum Stitching. It took a lot to hunt down this issue. Cheryl had alerted her followers in Instagram to the pattern. And so between my daughter-in-law and myself, we went every week to chapters and various Walmarts watching for the magazine. In my part of Canada, it takes forever for issues to come out. And also stores don't order specific magazines. Interesting. They get a big box of magazines every so often and they don't have any control of what's in there. We began looking in August and had to be diligent about checking all the time to see if it showed up.
Since August?
Yeah. Finally, in November, my daughter-in-law found it.
What issue was it? What was the month?
It's the Cross Stitcher, September 2021.
Wow.
Wow, weird. Huh. She said, I have finished stitching a small Biscornu, but not yet had the nerve to sew it up.
Oh, you can do it.
You can do it. If
Just
we
don't do it the way I did mine.
I hope it goes well because I'm definitely going to need those skills for this. It's very exciting that you've joined the Haid family, Kim, and all the colorful conversations the future will bring. Thanks for letting me share.
Is that
The
in
greenhouse?
a little frame of a actual greenhouse?
Well,
The picture to me looked like she stitches something and then she puts it inside of a little greenhouse structure. Did I totally see that wrong?
well, no, yeah, no, this greenhouse is the stitching.
Oh, I see now. Okay. When Sarah showed it to me, I didn't have as close up of a view. Oh, that is really cool.
That is really cool. I kind of like this and I kind of want to stitch this.
What's the name of the magazine again?
Cross Stitcher.
I don't even know what that magazine is.
Oh, I think it has really cute stuff in it.
Is it an American publication or a British one?
I'm actually not sure.
Huh.
So cool. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Millie just popped in.
Is that the one that Lacey has gotten patterns out of?
That's what I'm wondering. That's the one I'm thinking it's
Sarah's neighbor stitches some really cute little patterns, and Sarah was talking about this magazine, and I'm wondering if it's the same one.
they have, yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I think it is. The font looks the same. They have something called Belle and Boo, I think.
Yes,
That are
yes.
some really regular patterns, and she stitches a lot of those. I really like this Cross Stitcher magazine. I kind of want it. And I think it is that one. Are you coming to me to fuss about whose screen time is when? I don't think so. I'm recording right now. I think that is the one that Lacey gets. So that's the
I
September.
bet you it is. Yeah.
I kind of might have to hunt around for that and see if or maybe she has it and I could borrow that magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, because that is cute. I could see stitching that and putting it on my piano in the spring and summer.
Super cute
Oh,
and different, you know, like
yeah, really fun.
reminds me of a little bit like a Just Dan pattern, because she's got all these little intricate little fiddly sewn up little things like Tina showed last week.
Yeah, all this
A
fancy
little mouse house or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was just Nana.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm wondering is if it's stuffed. It doesn't look stuffed, so I'm wondering how it stays. What you do to have it stay upright?
Well, I'm sure Heather's going to fill us in, right?
Yeah,
Don't you, Heather?
posted on how to do that in case I decide to do it. I really like that one. That's my favorite of all the ones she's working on. Really cute.
You can order past episodes, past editions on Amazon of that magazine.
You can. Oh, well, maybe.
But they're only on a Kindle edition. I don't want Kindle. I want the actual. Some no, they look like. Well, anyway, I'll have to search around for that.
Probably stop drinking this LaCroix. It's making me burp.
What?
I should probably stop drinking my LaCroix. It's making me burp. I don't know why.
Tiny bubbles.
It's like coming back up. Well, show me what you worked on this week.
Well, I'll show the anticlimactic one first. It's this one.
The one you can't show.
I really want to have this done before I leave on this trip, but that's not going to happen. But I've got to made a really good start on it, so that's good. And I should have some time when we get home, because given where I know my person lives, it won't take a huge amount of time for it to get there.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't mail it, even if I didn't mail it,
yeah,
right, you know, like if I'm a week behind, I'll be okay.
Right.
But my goal is not to be behind, but life. Okay.
Yeah.
So I told Sarah, and she was very, very jealous. I met my WIPCO goal already this month.
I was like, I haven't even looked at my WIPCO.
And I go, well, honey, my goal was only, yeah, she goes, I'm not even sure what mine are for the month yet. And I go, yeah, but my goal was only 4 hours. And she goes, well, mine's only 2.
But so, I didn't put a free space in. So I have 6 hours of stitching to do.
Yeah, she's got to do.
Remember, I wasn't even going to do WIPCO, remember?
I know.
And I decided I would do it as long as it wasn't burdensome or annoying.
Right.
So I need to get busy on that.
I can't. Oh, there it is. So my first call.
Rosie show her book. Oh, wow.
The first one that was called was my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. Oh my gosh. This piece is going to be the death of me. I just saw somebody on one of the Facebook groups finish this piece, and I'm like, can you just finish mine for me? So, okay, why did I pick a piece
with a house
that has 2, 3 in a church, 3 houses in a church? Why did I do that? I am known to not really like houses. And then
that's a big one.
That one's got a roof that's going to take me a year to do. I don't even want to look at this piece down here with all the black. I read somewhere that somebody used 3 DMC skeins to do that black background. Anyway.
Just have like a black hole over that one. Your eyes just don't, you just flit right over it.
So I did do a little over 4 hours. And basically what I did was from here over. And so that's the framework of the middle of that house.
Well, make sure you're real precise on that, because if you're not, you're going to be in my boat where I'm going to have to rip out a bunch of those. I have yellow windows on my house that I'm doing on my house run, and I'm off a stitch on the very top. I'm going to have to rip them all out, all the yellow windows.
I've been counting, but you know what else I realized? Look at this fence. I still have, like, this is all filled in, and this.
But Mom, you're the one starting a hate. I don't expect to ever hear you complain about full coverage anything ever again.
I may never finish this hawk run. I don't know. I don't know. I better start falling really in love with it, because right now I'm not really that in love with it. I mean, it's just a lot. It's extra.
It's a lot.
It's just extra. I do love it, but
It is really
I just
pretty.
feel kind of defeated. I mean, like I look at Carolyn Zook and granted, she's putting like 24 hours into hers or something, and she just whips those squares out. And I'm like, I got some of the house done. Anyway, my other Whitgo piece was a repeat of last month, which was my Sunflower Fairy by Nora Corbett. And I worked about 4.5 hours on her. I just couldn't stop last night. I did
Oh, I love this piece.
all of that skirt
So pretty.
and her little winky arms.
Those are funny arms.
Those arms were a pain because they're like, you know how sometimes designers will kind of, it's not really a half stitch, but it's not really a full stitch. And you're like, well, what kind of stitch is this? And you're going to outline anyway. So I just kind of, okay, this arm,
see the arms.
this arm, I kind of just made up.
Yeah.
Like I followed it. It's got the basic shape.
Oh, yeah, those arms.
This one, I'm not sure it was a row off. I just, because you have like,
It looks good.
you'll have like 2 stitches and then a half stitch going up and a half stitch going down. And then the next row, you've got like in the middle of your half, you've got a half stitch up above it and you're going the opposite direction. And it's like, how am I going to find these holes? It was a pain.
That is hard.
So I really just, I mean, her legs aren't as hard. Her legs look more normal. And she'll have her blue wings. I'll probably do her blue wings next.
Yeah.
But, oh, I should show. So this is what she looks like. Sorry.
I can't remember where the wings go. Do they go off to the left? Oh, no, they're right smack.
Yeah. So I have all of this done. And I have
Really not that far.
down to about here done. So I've got this to do, her wings and that, and a few of these teardroppy.
Yeah.
It's not a huge,
You're not that far from finishing.
No.
Really.
I'm not that far. I mean, I'm far, but not that far. So she got actually like 4 hours and almost 4.5 hours last night. So, but I just was kind of on a roll and I wanted to get those arms done because I didn't want to have to pick that up again later.
Yeah.
Try to figure out where did I leave off on this arm?
Yeah.
And I think, I was just, like I said, I was binging Call the Midwife the last several weekends. And so they were just rolling one into the other. So it was just easy stitching.
Yeah.
The last piece that I really, oh no, there's 2 pieces. I did start on my calendar piece, the Our Year by Victorian Sampler. Very little done, but I did do the border.
Yeah.
And I started the flower.
Cute.
I'll show you what it is here. It's not the best picture, but you get the idea. It's this middle square right there.
Nice.
Not much to do. I should be able to get this done.
Mhm.
My goal is to try to have this square done before we leave, so I don't have to take it with me on our trip.
Mhm.
I'm not going to take a ton. I've been sorting out my knitting to take because I will do a lot of car knitting.
Mhm.
And the other piece that I worked on was, and these are all part of my magazine monthly goals too. So I made progress on all of those. This piece is my 4 Seasons Girls by Barbara Anna. I'm working on Strawberry Girl. Come on. I saw somebody on Instagram just finished her.
Oh.
I don't have her started. I'm still working on the border above her, but I did all of this.
Pretty.
And that was a good 3 hours worth. So there's a lot of stitching on these.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to have her done by the start of summer. That might not happen. I didn't start her right after spring started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're
But
going to be traveling, then
she might come on my trip. Actually, she might be one of the ones. And that is it for what I actually stitched on. And I knit.
I just have to show you this. Can you see the cat?
Oh, soaking up the sun.
Just laying snuggled all out. I can't tell what it looked like there, but
I'm still working on the orange, but I have been working. This is the Land of Sweets cowl.
Mhm.
And I have been working about 1 or 2 rows a night.
Yeah.
Before I start cross stitching, I'll try to get some knitting in most nights because I do really like working on it and I really do want it finished.
Fun.
So Yeah. What you been working on?
Is Rosie right there? Okay. Well, I meant to have her show her book that I've been working on with her to show why I haven't stitched very much.
Oh, that's right.
So what I really did this week was sew up some little kids' books that they made for our co-op class. Is she coming? Okay, I'll show a cross stitch, but I did stitch a little tiny bit. I stitched some of this.
So cute.
I got the bee done and some of the greenery around it.
Oh. You know, it wouldn't be that hard to rip part of that B out and make it a K.
That's true. Maybe that's what I'll do for you.
I'm joking. I'm joking. What are you squinting at?
Sorry, I'm trying to imagine it as a K. No, you cannot read the whole book, but you can show some of
Just show us what you did. Like,
you can show some of your favorite pictures of it. So this year, all year at our homeschool co-op, I was teaching a class. I know what it's perfect actually because I wanted to laminate them. So these, I feel bad because that means the other kids' probably came off too. So what we did all year was we studied. Let me turn this low.
I didn't laminate all your guys's though.
Yeah, you did. It has a
Not your
jacket.
pages? Your pages?
Jacket. We
Oh, the
all have
jacket.
a little book jacket. So I ended up with just 3 little ones in my class,
This is
all
the
about
cover.
Rosie's age. And
Is
we
it
were
the-
learning character and setting and plot. And we did some literature this year, some children's literature. So we were kind of focused on a certain author or illustrator every month. And now they also were writing. So all that time they were organizing their
This is
thoughts.
the front.
Put yourself in the video too. See if you can come in. Anyway, so then now Rosie has her book done, and that was glued onto
And
this,
this is
but
the
it came off,
back.
which works out okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these to Jesse's work. He has a laminator, and I'm gonna run these through a laminator, and then he'll have a book jacket that will go, which is what I wanted to do all along, but didn't have time to do in the end. But here, so imagine there's a cover on this. This is what I was doing all week, was sewing these.
Yes.
Helping.
Did you find a tutorial on how to do that?
No, I just figured it out. I looked at the book that I had done in homeschool co-op a long time ago.
That I sewed up.
Yeah, I already knew how to sew up books because we've done some book binding.
Oh, okay.
As far as like figuring out how to cover. So here's her book. It's all about the dog being sick, and the cat and the sloth have to go get medicine from the nearby village. So they go find Dr. Pugsley's shop. There's Tumble. That's the main character, the cat. And here's Dr. Pugsley's shop.
It's a bottle.
It's a bottle shape.
Mm-hmm.
He has the medicine and Opal, and it got all better. So I ended up, what I was doing most evenings this week was taking their writing and making sure it had no typos and things in it, and editing it to be the right size to go on the page. Then I cut out each strip and glued it onto their drawings. I sewed the whole thing up. It took a couple trial and errors to remember exactly what I was doing in terms of how to bind the whole thing together. And now I want to put a jacket on Rosie's that will be like mine.
So you know what's really funny, full circle about this is that over the last couple of years, as we've been cleaning out attic and all that stuff and making everybody get their stuff out of my house, when Sarah was in junior high,
I think I was like 8th grade, maybe.
Yeah, 8th, maybe. Well, it was a couple of years. We had a co-op. It was my friend, 2 of my friends and me, and between us, we had 12 kids. We each had 4 kids, and they were all stair steps. So the oldest one was a year older than Sarah. And then Sarah and another girl were the same age, and it's stair step down to and then the youngest ones were Sam, and my girlfriend Jody's little girl was a year younger than Sam. And Sam was maybe 3. They were young when we started that co-op. I mean, they were like preschool age.
Yeah, that's true. Right. He was born when I was in 5th grade.
And he does not have a book, but we did those books. We actually had found a curriculum. It was just a book that we found at a teacher supply store on how to develop literature and children or whatever. And my friend Jody, who was always the brains behind our group, she was just great, said, let's do this with our kids. And so we did. And so I have found over the years, Sarah has her copy, but I had basically a almost high schooler, and then Andrew was probably junior high, young junior high, because he wasn't in school yet. And I think I put him in public school in 9th grade or 8th grade. And then Austin had a book, and Austin was maybe
I didn't remember.
6 or 7. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure Sam was too young. I don't think I did 4. And anyway, we did those books with our kids, and then us moms assembled them. And then at the end of we did it as an end of the year thing. And at the very end of the year, we had a family night. So our families got together with the dads, and we presented the books to the kids, and then everybody got to read them. And we all wrote comments in the jacket, yeah, it was just such a special, that time of homeschooling was some of my happiest times of homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
We just did so many fun things with the kids, and the kids all got along, and it was just the perfect environment, I felt like. And all good things come to an end, but
yeah.
Anyway, but seeing those books and then seeing you do it again is kind of a blast from the past.
It was really fun. And what I thought was really fun about it, somebody asked me, because several kids were kind of interested in doing it, but then another class was offered at the same time that some of the kids were like more interested in. And I was like, well, that's fine. So because I only ended up with 3, somebody recently said, did you feel like that was kind of a letdown? Do you feel like it was worth it? One of the other moms. And I said, no, actually it was kind of perfect, because the kids that stayed in that class were there because they wanted to make a book. And so they were really motivated, and they worked hard. There were some weeks where we spent an entire hour writing. And I think we had, let's see, Rosie's in 3rd grade. I think the other 2 kids were 3rd and 4th grade. Like, what 3rd and 4th graders want to spend a whole hour writing? But they did great. And I would be like, do you want to take a break? We can read, we could play a game. And they'd be like, no, we just want to work on our books. And I'm like, that's what you're here for. And so it ended up being really fun and felt like exactly what they wanted. And they were really happy. Rosie looked at hers after, and she goes, it's like a real book, Mom. And I was like, it is a real book. You wrote a real book.
That's so sweet.
And
are you going to offer it again?
Well, not right now. Next year, I'm going to do a knit lit class. So I'm going to teach kids to knit, and we'll do literature kind of together. And another mom was already like, oh, I want to be your helper. And I was like, great, fun. That'll be fun.
I'll be your helper.
Because I had a lot of requests for handicrafts to come back this year, but I didn't have the ability to mentally do that as we were moving into the year. And so I will probably do the bookmaking again another time, because it was really fun. It would be fun to do with slightly older kids too, and see what they came up with. Cassidy just sent a picture of Junie. Okay, hi Junie. You're watching, I'm sure.
Oh,
Junie.
I know. Look at Mimi sees you too, Junie. If you don't know, if you're probably not on the magazine monthly group, so Junie lived with us for a long time, and she's made some appearances on our Flosstube because she lived here at my house, and she has always loved music, and she always would perk up because Cassidy's mama watches our Flosstube. Hi, Cassidy. And Junie always bounces and dances to the music. In fact, she pulled it up for me the other day, and Junie sat up because she could hear it on the TV, and she started dancing. But the other day, Junie's just been off all week. I think she's cutting her top teeth or something. And she's just been kind of miserable and clingy. And so Cassidy sent me a picture and then a video saying, when you have a really grumpy morning, you get to watch Flosstube. And it's Junie on the couch, and apparently Flosstube's on. And then she sent a video clip of the Flosstube with us and Tina on. And she's like, look there's Mimi, and there's Auntie Sarah, and there's Tina. Say hi. And Junie's like waving at and it was just like so sweet. So Junie's our other little mascot.
It cracks me up that she keeps those sunglasses on.
She doesn't keep them on very long.
She doesn't keep them on very long, but every picture she gets, she's
long enough. Yeah, she loves her sunglasses.
So cute. Okay, let's see. What else did I work on? So I did the books. That was a big thing I was working on.
And that's a huge thing. Especially you had 4 kids or 3 kids?
3 kids. And but I had to do quite a bit of editing on one of them to really make the tight, like it just needed a little bit of work. So I was really relieved to get those done and present them to the kids last night at our big end of the year party. And so that's done. So this week I should hopefully have a little more stitching. I worked on my turkey day. Let's see. I am working away on the top there. Oh, let me get the
Oh
thread
yeah.
out.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't think I finished, but handicrafts sounds like a really fun.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think it'll be really fun. Some of the kids really want to learn to knit in particular. So I might throw in another handicraft or two, and I haven't decided what books we'll do.
Mhm.
We'll have like a little book club knitting class. So
Yeah.
I'm a turkey working away. This pattern is a little harder, this part of the design, because it's not as regular. Like this one was easy to get into a rhythm because you're just making sure you have those 4 diamond
Oh
shapes.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
one is more like
More scattered.
scattery.
Sure.
It's not
More
really
colors.
scattered, but it's a little bit more difficult. It's not
Yeah.
just, yeah,
Right.
they're more like feathery.
More color changes too.
Nope, those are just 2 colors.
really?
The
Oh,
variegated threads.
Oh,
and-
they're variegated.
yeah, so it's just the 2 threads. And then the only other thing I worked on for cross stitch is, oh, I didn't bring my picture or the pattern. Well, it's Spring of Hawkrun Hollow, which I've showed multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just show what I have. I didn't grab the pattern to bring it over, but here's where I'm at.
So pretty.
Done,
Yeah.
I think. And now I'm working on the filled in thing. It's gonna say, I think I'm gonna say Hill Haven, which is the name we gave our house, which will be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
So that's all I did this week. Really not very much other than all the other things I was doing. I
Well,
also had Jesse's been out of town since Thursday. I had a meeting on Thursday night that went kind of late. Then by the time that was done, I was pretty exhausted. And then we had that big party last night. I was also exhausted because I stayed up really late working on those books
yeah.
Thursday. Anyways, this week I should probably be able to fit a little bit more.
Well, yeah. You had birthday party thrown in there.
I had a birthday
last
party on
week.
Tuesday.
Yeah. You made an ice cream cake over the weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
you
I
did
did
it, girl.
did a lot of stuff this week. Yeah, I did feel like I was going nonstop
Mhm.
from about Wednesday morning until last night. I just like
Yeah.
had to like move to the next thing and the next thing. I also worked on Friday. So yeah, it's been
Yeah.
I was really tired. I slept until
Yeah.
like almost 9 this morning, which I don't usually do. 9 or 8? Maybe it was 8. 9? It was apparently 9. Oops. I was not going to do that. So that's what I worked on. What do you
Uh-huh.
have, Paul? I don't have any.
I have a little tiny bit of haul, not really anything huge. Let's see. My quest for my Haid project.
Yeah.
But I'll show this first. My bird of the month for May came already.
Oh, fun. Wow.
It's called the lazuli bunting.
Oh, I love those. I don't think I don't know if we have them.
No, so far I don't think any of the birds she's done are birds that are native to my area.
The hummingbird I thought was.
Well, yeah, but not necessarily that color hummingbird.
I can't remember what the.
I just feel like we'd have just really boring birds here. This is the thread works color that she sent.
I'm looking at its migration.
And it's probably on the leaves of this.
Oh, the leaves. Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's a pretty bird. Actually, what's interesting is the other side of the bird makes him look not quite so squatty and puffy.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the.
See, what does it say here?
Let's see, where's its range?
She has like red-winged blackbirds come to her place. You know what I have had that's annoying the peasies out of me is a woodpecker, and this darn woodpecker pecks on the metal. Our chimney has a metal piece, and it
sounds like it's like drilling
through my house. It's insane.
So
I got that in the mail, and then I ordered these to kind of put I just on a whim. They're thread keeps, but I'm not going to use them as thread keeps. And she actually sent me a thread keep I mean, ecru.
We have
Blossom.
those lizardly buntings here, by the way, on this side of the mountains. Oops, dang
No, we don't.
it. Sorry, I just had to.
Anyway, I bought these because I'm going to put these on my rings with the decade of the
Oh,
flossaways for my Hade.
uh,
So anyway, it was kind of a splurge. And then the other thing it arrived was the bobbin, Sarah.
oh, really?
It just came today.
I didn't know you ordered one. Did I know
Yeah,
that?
did I tell you? I thought I told you I ordered one. Yeah. So it's a little bunny,
Oh, cute.
and see, it's flat.
Yeah.
Then you pull it apart.
Are there two pieces of plastic and then
Yeah, it's like it sits inside of it. She used some kind of epoxy glue that smells though.
probably to glue the magnet and the button on?
And you pop it out.
Oh, I see.
There's
And then you just wrap your threads around.
Yep, and then you could just pop this back around it and it would hold it in place. And then here's the magnet for the back of it.
Oh, interesting. You'll have to
And
let
she
me
sent
know.
me this really cute needle minder as a freebie. Isn't that
Oh,
cute?
that's cute.
In the shop I ordered from is the one we talked about. It's Sunshine Mama's Designs.
Yeah.
She calls these parking bobbins, which I love. I'm going to order a couple more.
Cool.
I think that's basically my only haul. I have no business buying a bunch of other stuff.
Especially when you're getting ready to go to Stitchville.
Yeah.
This is my special.
Oh.
So speaking of that co-op celebration last night, there was a botany class for the older kids. So the older girls planted these and used them as centerpieces. And my friend Holly was the one who taught the class. And I'm hosting a mom's night at the end of the month here for all the ladies in co-op. And she said, please take one of those as a pre-thank you for hosting that. So there's this beautiful succulent and it has this flower on it. Where is the one? Oh, this is, I don't know even what this is, but it's sort of squishy like a succulent.
Like an aloe vera.
Flower to it.
Wow, pretty.
And I actually have been wanting to buy some of these to put in outside because I love these. I don't remember what they're called, but they are like bright colors. The colors aren't even coming through. And then
I know
dahlias.
I always think of them as like a fire something. But
yeah, I think they do have fire in the name, and they're like some of my favorites to put in the pots out front.
Yeah.
So
pretty.
It's not really stitching.
Is that a marigold sticking up at the top? A red marigold?
They're dahlias.
Oh, mini
like
dahlias.
Like a dahlia.
Yeah.
And I think they're dahlias.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there might be, I'm not sure if there's two. So the botany class potted these all up to use as the centerpieces. And then they all took one home too. And then the mama who hosted the big party got one. And that was
cute,
special and fun. So that's like not really stitching haul, but it's like something special haul.
Spring haul.
And we didn't have a giveaway last week. Oh, plans. I don't want to jump to the giveaway. We have plans. Maybe
my plan is I'm starting a new start tomorrow. Tina, shocking, I know. I was going to, and Tina threw this out last week because she had purchased this kit and then I saw it and loved it and purchased it. And it's totally not like anything else I stitched. The Dimensions kit, but I love it. And actually, what made it perfect that Tina said we should start this on Mother's Day is exactly the reason why I bought it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my mom.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my mom in the 60s. And I remember her having her bouffant hair. And I remember her, they didn't go out a lot, but I have some very specific memories of them hosting a couple of years. They had a big Christmas party, a big adult cocktail Christmas party. And she decorated our family room at kind of a rec room area. And my mom was a beautiful decorator anyway. She did everything perfect. And she got all dressed up. I remember her just looking so beautiful and her jewelry and she smelled good. And then I remember the real treat was my sister and I couldn't be anywhere near the party. So they put a little, I'm serious. This TV was about this big by this big, but it was like a portable TV and they put it in their bedroom and we never had TVs in our bedroom. I mean, that was just, unless you were sick, there was no TV in your bedroom. Nobody had that many TVs. Right. And I remember laying in my mom's bed and we could watch TV, whatever was on, I have no idea. and they brought us snacks in there, and we had our own little summer party. But I just remember that so vividly, and this reminds me so much. So to start this on Mother's Day is kind of a sweet tribute to my mom and my memory of my mom, because she, yeah, I mean, we didn't have a lot of money. She grew up dirt poor, but she always carried herself well, and she was always very put together. I mean, she had some flair. She wasn't fancy all the time, but she always looked nice. And so I am going to start that tomorrow. I'm not like Tina, not going to use the 14 count Ada. I do have some Monaco, 28 count Monaco that I pulled out. And then, you know how dimension kits they come with their flosses stuck on those little sticky things.
Yeah, which I don't think they used to. I don't think I used.
And I told you how last time I was trying to peel it off, and you're like, why don't you just cut it, Mom? Well, the problem with that is they're great, except for then when you've got an extra length of floss, what are you gonna do? Wrap it around? I have no patience for that.
Yeah.
So what I did was I bobbinated all of them.
Uh-huh.
And then I put them in floss away, so that when I have an extra thread length, I can just throw it in the bag with the bobbin.
Yeah.
So I spent time this morning organizing these rather than stitching, but I'm all ready to go for tomorrow.
Fun.
So that's my one plan. My other plan is to start the piece that it's on my magazine monthly goals, and it's Emily Call's piece, Faith. And it's the faith the size of a seed, this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got it all kitted up. I just haven't started it yet. So that's gonna happen probably tonight. Because I do want to get started. I love it. And I egged her on to chart it. So I darn well better stitch it. And then I think the rest of my week is just going to be, I think, my goals, my magazine goal, because WIPCO's done now.
Yeah.
So when I have a lot of stuff to get done before we leave on this trip. So some of that might overflow into the weeknights, but usually I'm so tired after I work that I don't do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to work on my May block for our year. Mm-hmm. And I'm supposed to work on the Flower Fairy from Katarina Stitchy Princess Black. Mm-hmm. And the Faith piece by Emily. I think that's all. That's all I'm going to really work on, and I'll decide from there when I'm going to take on a trip.
Yeah. And
I have this pile over here. I just brought it in because I started going through my knitting whips, because I have a lot of cross stitch whips, but I have a lot of knitting whips.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
I think I found 4 pairs of socks in various stages of knitted. One has the heel turned, so it's one I could take on the trip. I wouldn't have to think hard. It's just around and around. But I am trying to figure out what I'm going to bring on the trip, and I started kind of working through that yesterday. I didn't mention, but yesterday I woke up and I was getting ready for the day, and I rubbed my eye, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, I have another corneal abrasion. It felt like that. I had it happen when I was at Sarah's house like 3 years ago, and it felt like that. And I'm like, no, I can't be dealing with this now. And so I put eye drops in, and it kind of felt better. But then the morning went on. I'm like, no, I need to get seen. So I was able to finally find a place that would see me at the last minute, because of course it's a Friday and I didn't want to go into the weekend and have to go to urgent care. And the good news was it was not, there was no abrasion. It was just irritated. And so I used eye drops every hour last night, and I'm back to stitching and knitting. But I do have to figure out this. I need to organize my knitting stuff too. Yeah. It's kind of just been shoved, but my knitting mojo's kind of back. And I kind of posted about that on Instagram. I didn't knit like all of 2020, never knit.
Yeah.
Except for I did a couple of things for baby Penny, because they were expecting Penny at the time.
That's right.
But didn't knit for myself at all. I knit a little bit last year, and I do like it. And so I've been, when we finish dinner, before we get settled in for the night, I do knit, like on my cowl, I'm knitting 1 or 2 rows. So I'm trying to get back in the habit of building that into my routine, because I do love knitting. And it is calming to me in a way that cross stitch isn't always calming. I get kind of lost in my stitching, which is great. Not lost like in a bad way. I get like I worked 5 hours on that piece the other night almost, right? The Sunflower Fairy. I kind of get sucked in, but knitting is a little different, and it's a different feeling that I have when I knit. So anyway, those are my plans. I got to get guest rooms ready because Sarah's coming over to camp out while I'm gone for a night or so.
One night.
And they're messy right now. And I was telling Sarah also, I love when we take trips, but the last time we took a big trip like this, when we flew, it was in May, and it's the crossover between clothes. I still am wearing winter clothes at home, but we're going to be going through like Lawrence, Kansas. I looked at the weather the other day. It's like in the 90s. And even when we get to Indiana, where Sam and Ashley are, they're supposed to be in the 80s next week. So I don't know if that's just an anomaly next week, and the week after when we get there, it'll be cooler. So I'm in the middle of going through all my summer clothes. Plus I've been picking up some new things. So there's just a lot to do.
Yeah.
A lot to do. Yeah. So what are your plans? Whip Go.
I'll probably try to work on my Whip Go and some of the things on the monthly challenge
What
magazine.
did you say was your Whip Go pieces again?
Whip Go pieces, I have 2 blocks for Shores of Hawkrun Hollow, so that's 4 hours, and then 1 block of my Hade, my Tiny Traveler.
Yeah.
So that would be 2 hours on that. Put that on. Actually, no, I didn't have my Hade on the magazine monthly challenge. And I probably will pull out my sunflower, my big sunflower, because that's my magazine monthly challenge, one of them. Yeah. So I at least want to try and pick up some of the ones I haven't touched for a long time. And often when that happens, I kind of get sucked in for longer than that 2 hours. Yeah. I'm enjoying like something new and fresh that I haven't worked on for a long time, and start to think about, oh, it'll be fun when this is done. And maybe I should have done this more recently.
Kind of renewed your passion for it.
So that's kind of my main thing. I also am speaking and doing a few like small session leading at the retreat that I'm planning. So that's a big thing I have to work on this week, is getting really prepared for that retreat.
How many sessions are you doing?
I'm doing 1. I'm speaking at 1 main session. That's like a 40-minute block. And then I'm doing, so one of the things, like the goals that we have is to basically create a time where we're practicing what we do at home. So for example, I'm leading picture study. So everybody will have a copy of an artist print. Gotcha. And I will basically be doing with the moms what I do with my kids at home to kind of give a practical, we're calling them immersions, an immersive learning experience. Like, this is what it's like. This is kind of how simple it can be. It's just like a 10-minute thing. So I'm doing a few of those. And I don't have to do a lot of prep for, but a little bit. But then the main thing I really need to prep is finishing, like really putting together my talk. I have some kind of scattered writing that I need to pull together.
You're doing one like major session and then a bunch of these little immersions.
Yeah. And then there's all kinds of other things like,
look at you. My daughter is just like becoming a retreat speaker now.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be good. And some of the thoughts that I've been batting around in my mind are kind of coming together in an interesting way. And I think it'll be really fun and enjoyable. So I'm really excited for the retreat. I'm the one sort of planning I'm the hospitality committee. Like, we have like a logistics and scheduling committee. Like, a ton of people did a lot of work at the front end. My work for the hospitality stuff is really coming to, now it's time to figure out what atmosphere we want. So like, I'm communicating with somebody who's going to do some bouquets for us and bring them and that kind of stuff that I just have to stay on top of, how to make the atmosphere really welcoming and cozy, and little things like I'm going to put together a basket with like toothpaste and toothbrushes in case anybody's forgotten something, just like a little basket with a few things.
Right. Yeah.
So lots of those like scattered details. We're also sending home kind of like a favor from the retreat, and I'm putting together the thank you for all of the speakers and the planners, and it's just like there's a lot of things happening
last minute.
That I really
are you in charge of like having snacks out and stuff? Or
I'm doing the snacks? Yes. I am doing this. Yeah. Communicating with the kitchen. There's not too much communication, but registration actually closes for the retreat today. Once that happens, then we can kind of get our final numbers to the retreat, and we can tell them how many people need gluten-free. And there's a few things like, but most of that won't be on my plate. And I kind of have a plan for the food. So I'll just do a Costco run before we go. And it's just kind of exciting and lots of little things, but
Exciting and terrifying.
Looking forward to it. Huh?
Yeah. Exciting and terrifying at the same time.
A little bit stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, this is the first one we've done. And what if it doesn't go well? What if we miss something? Or there's some of that nervousness, I think. But it's great. Really, there's 7 of us on this planning team, and it's been really amazing.
Well, and you guys it's homeschool moms. You guys aren't going to be, I mean, most people are pretty forgiving, and I mean,
I think it'll probably go really well. So I'm excited about it, but it's kind of coming to crunch time.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
What?
So you're probably not going to be huge stitching time either.
I bet the next few weeks are going to be a little bit lower. I'm also leading a handicraft session. So I'm actually, I don't think I told you about this.
No.
I'm actually putting together little cross stitch kits. Oh gosh, I better get on that. We're going to stitch Alicia Paulson's freebie, the homeschool freebie. Do you remember that one with the little schoolhouse? And
yes, you did it for Lacey, didn't you?
I gave it to Allison, my friend Allison.
Yeah.
Her birthday.
I knew you were doing it for one of your mom friends.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have everything ready for anybody who wants to do a handicraft session workshop.
Gonna buy all the floss for that?
I'm gonna use stash. I have so much stash that I'm not gonna necessarily use the colors I'll just I'll probably kind of put together some coordinated options, and people can choose the one they like or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I have fabric for it. I probably need to buy a little bit more Ada, but yeah. But I don't mind just using some of my stash for that.
Yeah. And you won't know until you get there how many you're going to want to do that. They didn't have to
I won't know really. So I probably will plan for like a certain amount. I'm not going to figure it. I don't think all 60 attendees are going to.
No, probably not.
Do that one workshop. So
yeah. Fun.
So that'll be fun. I'm really excited actually I'm going to talk a little bit about the value for me of cross stitching and handicrafts, but cross stitching. And I think I'll show some of my finishes that I have framed, just because that's something we want to encourage our kids to be doing. So,
well, and I think isn't
not necessarily cross stitching, but using your hands.
Isn't handicrafts a part of the whole Charlotte Mason thing too? I mean, isn't it kind of promoted in the Charlotte Mason methods? Yeah. It's kind of
it's an aspect of the work that kids can be learning to do. And I see so many, as a speech therapist and a kind of somebody who knows a lot about development, I only see the positives to it too, in terms of fine motor development and attention and even picking something and finishing, following through, which some kids are naturally good at and some are less good at. That's me in my own family.
Some people lose their projects.
People can't find them for months on end. And so, but I'm excited. So there's some overlap in my life.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a busy time, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it will. And then it'll be summer and it'll feel like a relief to, now we're going to.
Yeah.
But we did not have a giveaway last week, but we do this week.
We do. And it's kind of a pass the stash giveaway.
That's okay.
So I'm not going to reach over and get it, but I showed it a couple of weeks ago. I framed my Alicia Paulson, speaking of which, Things of Summer.
Yeah.
And the pattern is in pretty good condition. So I'm going to pass it. And I also have leftover flosses. It might not be enough, but again, she uses DMC. So whatever.
It probably will be. I feel like I've almost always had so much left that I always think I could probably stitch.
There's a couple that
might be low.
Like
so
I think
have to add a couple skeins of floss.
This little pewter doesn't look. But anyway, it's easy to add to, and these are all already finished, already labeled via Sarah, who got them ready for me when we started these.
Yeah.
And so anyway, let's just use the word summer. If you are interested in me passing off this adorable pattern.
little kit, but not with the fabric.
Pattern. Yeah, I won't have the fabric, but it'll have the flosses, and it was stitched on a, get it on 1, 2, 3 stitch. It was stitched on Star Sapphire. Actually, I wonder if that one got discontinued, Star Sapphire. One of these was discontinued, but it's just a pale green.
Greeny blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Even a white would be pretty. It'd be crisp and pretty. I mean, any, or pale pink.
Okay.
Yes. So I am more than happy to pass this. So use the word summer. I told Sarah that I am mailing out everything that I have to mail out, which is a lot, on Monday. I've got to get that off my list of things to do before we leave. I don't want to wait till we get back to do it. It's ridiculous that it's taken me this long. So I am going to put them in the mail on Monday. It sounds like we still haven't heard from our gal from Brazil,
Giselle.
Giselle, who won the cross stitch magazine. So Giselle, if you're watching, you were the winner of the Just Cross Stitch spring issue. So email us at the email that dropped down below, and we will get that off in the mail to you.
Yes.
So
and I haven't sent mine out either, and I'm kind of broke right now, but when we get some money, I'll send those out maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you have as many as I do. So
I have a few, but yeah, I feel really bad that I haven't sent those out. Money has been extremely tight. We haven't changed anything. We have had a few extra expenses, but I'm pretty sure that it's just the intense rising costs of gas and groceries, and it's just
everything.
Yeah. Partway through the month, we have nothing left to spare at all, so I haven't had money to post office. I'm sorry.
Oh, and then you have birthday season on top of it. So
well, that is part of that's the extra expense a little bit, is that
when things are already tight, and then you have a birthday party,
birthday presents, and
yeah, I've been there.
I have them in my basket, just kind of waiting for the time and the money to open up. But I have a new book. It's from the library, because you can get those for free. Have you seen this? I think it was recommended, maybe this author was recommended by that gal, Anne, I forget her last name right now, from What Should I Read Next podcast. And I don't think what her last name is, but I should. Anyway, her first name is Anne. I think she kind of often recommends international, like foreign author. And I think she might have recommended this book. I actually got it on audiobook when Grandma Ruby died, and we went to her funeral. And I remember listening to it on the airplane some, and really enjoying it on the airplane. And then I think I ended up feeling like it was really not a good audiobook for me. I was having a really hard time tracking with some of the things, because it's very interesting. I would call it magical realism. And I was trying to describe this book to Jesse when I was talking to him last night. And I was just struggling to even, but I'm really like kind of gripped by it. I'll probably just read the inside of it, because I'm not sure I'm going to do a good job describing it.
Right.
Perdita Lee may appear your average British schoolgirl. Harriet Lee may seem just a working mother trying to penetrate the school's social hierarchy, but there are signs that they might not be as normal as they think they are. For one thing, they share a gold-painted 7th floor walk-up apartment with some surprisingly verbal vegetation. And then there's the gingerbread they bake. Londoners may find themselves able to take it or leave it, but it's very popular in Druhastrana, the faraway, or according to many sources, non-existent land of Harriet Lee's early youth. The world's truest lover of the Lee family gingerbread, however, is Harriet's charismatic childhood friend, Gretel, a figure who seems to have a hand in everything good or bad that has happened to Harriet since they met. Decades later, teenage Perdita's search for her mother's long-lost friend prompts a new telling of Harriet's story. As the book follows the Lees through encounters with jealousy, ambition, family grudges, work, wealth, and real estate, gingerbread seems to be the one thing that reliably holds a constant value. It's really interesting. It's kind of like, I think that the land of Druhastrana is kind of like fairy tale, but like dark fairy, like grim type fairy tale. I don't feel like it's going to be a light magic fairy princess fairy tale.
Not like a fun, light retelling of something.
But the writing style is what made it really difficult for me to follow as an audiobook. And I'm following it, I think, a little better reading it in person. So when I was at the library this week, which by the way was an interesting experience, I saw it on the shelf and grabbed it. When we got to the library, we were in the downtown Yakima library, the city where we live. There was a couple police cars around the corner from where I parked. And I sent the girls inside when we were walking in, and I kind of went to go look around the corner because there was some people gathering to like see. And I don't really like to be a look-through, but I was kind of like, what is happening?
Right.
So I went down, and there was a power pole on fire at the top, where there were 3 transformers at the top too.
Oh, wow. In the middle of the city?
In the middle of the day, in the middle of the city. I don't know if there was some kind of spark and the wind caught it, and it was just burning through the pole. So we went into the library, and there was actually a way we could watch through the window and see everything that was happening. So we kind of watched the whole process of them cordoning it off and the fire truck coming. They never did go up to like put the fire out. So it was just smoldering and smoldering. And the girls and I were kind of killing time before ballet after an appointment. And so we were sitting there reading, and all of a sudden there was a loud boom and a bright white light, and the power in the library went off, we were kind of expecting it to go off.
Transformer blew.
The transformer blew, and it was like, whoa. And then the power went off, and they had to close the library. We had to go find somewhere else to hang out for a few minutes. But
jeez.
Anyway, so I'm reading this. I'm still reading Cloud Cuckoo Land. I rechecked it because I really like it too. But this one, I remember thinking I really wanted to go back and try reading that again. So I grabbed it off the shelf. And
sounds hard, like a hard one to read, like not an easy escape novel.
No, it's more, but it kind of is so far. Yeah, I'll keep you updated as I keep going.
Okay.
It's very interesting. What I get the sense is that they're almost the women in the book, the daughter and the mother and then the grandmother too. I almost feel like they're kind of like ethereal people. Like they don't stick in anybody's memory in the real world.
Oh, really?
So it's like people don't really notice them or remember them. And the girl doesn't have any friends, but it's not maybe for lack of trying. It's like they're like, wait, who are you? Or Harriet at the beginning of the book, the mother has a person she thinks of as a friend that she has lunch with every Friday. And then one day she goes, and that person just has moved away, she's found out. And so she gets in touch with her, and this friend doesn't even know her, doesn't even remember her at all. And she's like, wait, maybe that was all completely one-sided. Maybe she never really was initiating, like, anyway. So it's kind of bizarre. Like,
yeah, sounds really crazy.
I know. I'll let you know if I like it as it goes. So far, I'm kind of like gripped.
Did you ever finish it? You never finished the audiobook then?
No, I got partway through and I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Because the writing style is really interesting. There's kind of like, it feels like there's kind of like a narrator who's kind of omniscient and knows everything, but then it'll kind of switch to characters' perspective and they don't really know everything. And so you kind of get a little from both. And I just got a little lost in the audiobook. Anyway, are you still reading Maisie Dobbs?
I am, very slowly, obviously. I just braided the flosses. See, look at that.
Oh, that looks pretty. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
We did get a book recommendation from Norma. We got a book.
I was going to look that up.
It's called Daughters of the Occupation by Shelley Sanders. So I'm going to add that to our GoodReads. And I think it's a wartime book. And she said she highly recommends it. So if you're looking,
I wonder if it's wartime, World War or one of the other wars.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to look it up, but she recommends it. And so if you're looking for something to grab or get from your library, I can look it up here really quick and see if it's obvious. It's set in Latvia during the Rumbula massacre when 30,000 Jews were slaughtered in 1941 over 2 days. Not a light read, I don't think.
No.
But it.
Wow. 30,000 Jews?
Based on a true story. And it is World War II then, obviously.
Yeah.
Here's the cover.
I think I have I think I had that in one of my recommendations on Amazon. I think I took a picture of that cover to look into it.
Well,
Yeah.
my husband says it's really good. So,
I don't think I realized that Latvia was an actual independent country during World War II. And I also didn't know that they were.
I didn't realize there was a genocidal massacre.
I would think I always felt like Latvia was a part of USSR, but maybe not.
I don't really know the history of Latvia.
Actually, though, they seem like they're more of a not a Nordic, but the northern.
Like Estonia. Is that where they are in the world? Like near like Estonia and.
Yeah, and Estonia was part of USSR, but wow, that's a lot of people massacred, man.
Yeah, man.
Those numbers just are like hard to even.
How do you wrap your mind around that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's between Estonia and Lithuania. So.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think it's a very big country.
South of Finland.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Where? Hold on.
Estonia.
Oh yeah, it is a kind of a. Okay, it's pretty big.
Belarus.
Yeah.
Not too far from Poland.
Yeah. It's amazing how scrunched up all those countries are when you start looking at a map of.
I just don't know that area of the world very well. Like I know a lot about Western Europe, like Spain and France and Austria, but Eastern Europe, I know. Well, now I know about Ukraine more.
Well, I didn't realize until recently how much of a border Russia and Finland share.
Yeah, I don't think I realized that either.
Yeah.
It's a large border.
It's like 800 miles of border or something like that, or 800 kilometers or something. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's enough to be concerned if you live there, I would think, at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That part of Europe, I don't have a really good picture of it.
Yeah.
And I recently have started looking at what used to be part of the USSR and like all those, like Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know any. Don't really. I think part of it is like Kazakhstan and Tajikistan are pretty developing countries. Like they're not. They broke away 30 years ago, but it takes a long time to become a established country. I mean, not established, but you know what I mean. Like infrastructure, I'm sure has been happening, and
very desert looking.
Yeah.
That area.
Uzbekistan gets super hot.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's part of the desert.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I was listening to that Russian YouTuber, but Azerbaijan, do you see Azerbaijan? Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. They import a lot of produce to the USSR.
Well, yeah, because it looks really green and fertile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big.
Lots of rivers. It's probably it looks like a river valley, basically, is all of Azerbaijan.
And that YouTuber, he works in the power infrastructure, grid industry. So when he was in Uzbekistan trying to keep his company afloat, or not just his company, but he was saying that there's going to be major contracts needed, like in Kazakhstan and Turkestan. I think that they still haven't gotten that all up and running yet. So yeah, crazy how the world changes. The geopolitical climate can change like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, still praying for our friends in Ukraine.
Yeah. A long haul.
Can't even. Yeah. So anyway, I don't have anything else. I'm gonna try to keep my house clean and get packed and work on some stuff. And you're gonna be working on a retreat.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to cross stitch a little bit because I miss it.
Yeah, I know when you don't get to.
Yeah.
Kind of feel antsy.
I really want to sit down and cross stitch, but I have to get these things done. So.
Well, and I'm hoping to take one or two projects along, and maybe in the hotel rooms in the evening. I'm going to take my little portable magnifier. It's not if the room has a table, I can sit it on the table, and it's usually really comfortable to use. So
yeah,
I might be able to get a little stitching done, but definitely will be heavier on the knitting and on the travel. So We will try to floss tube somehow, some way.
I think we can probably make it work.
It's crazy that it's already here. Like, I feel like we've had it looming over us for the last, I mean, April was gone like that, and now May is going to be gone like that.
I know. We're gonna blink and it's gonna be June and July and
then Christmas.
we'll just skip over to December. Like the rest
I
of
know. Well, okay, but this is what's crazy, because at work I have to do due dates out 3 months, right, for things. And so every time we have a flip of the calendar in May, I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I'm writing this email, I have to say, you have to start services by August 2nd. I'm like, August 2nd is only 3 months away. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's nuts. Just nuts. So, well, we hope you guys all have a great stitchy week. Hit the like button on this.
Yeah.
Those itches.
We're super close to 600. So we just need like 3 more and nobody else to leave. Maybe people will start hating us, but we've been kind of watching the 500 number like creep up for almost a year. And then today I looked and I was like, oh, 597. We're really close to 600.
Oh my gosh. And our anniversary is going to be our 2-year anniversary. Wow.
Yeah.
Another week and 2 weeks.
Yeah. It'll be a week. Yeah.
It's actually on a Sunday too.
Oh, is it? I haven't even looked at
It's the 22nd, right? No, that can't be right.
No, I think it's the 26th, maybe. I don't remember. It'll be the week after my retreat, though, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, we might not be able to celebrate that
Maybe
really until I get home. Maybe we should do a celebration for that when we get home.
I think we should. Yeah.
We'll do a regular little whatever we can do on the road.
We do like a mini one while you're traveling or something.
Just so you know, I might have to floss tube on my phone, so it might not be the same wonderful quality you're used to.
Yeah, we're definitely known for our quality production. Oh gosh, I should probably go make some dinner.
Yeah.
For any of you who were worried, I got the cow in last week when I had to rush off. It took an hour of running around alfalfa fields up to my knees, but we got it in.
Was she running away from you, or just kind of loping, or just kind of?
She was spooked because the neighbors were all out there helping us get her, and so she got really spooked. And then yes, she was running away from us.
Oh.
Before that, she wasn't. I almost had her about halfway down the driveway, it was like she was like a quarter of a mile away. So I had her halfway up the driveway, probably following me with the grain bucket, and then something happened. I don't know if the car, Jesse was kind of driving the Suburban behind.
Was she out in the street?
No, she was down the other way, down the long driveway.
Oh, okay. They live on kind of a circular driveway through this big piece of property.
Yeah. So she was way down by the other herd of cows. I think she didn't find a way to break through that fence and get in with their cows, the neighbors' cows. Well,
so then she spooked and ran off into the pasture.
Yeah, well, she ended up just going back to where she started from, and we kind of blocked her from being able to go further. And eventually we just ran. I was actually really proud of the girls and the neighbor kids, because I was like, and Rosie's like out there running right alongside her, keeping her from going off this way. Oh. And Liddy was off on this side running. So they were basically running alongside her to keep her straight.
Well, you should have just pulled off to the side and took a video of that.
Yeah, I was mostly just focused on getting the cow in. And
trying to breathe.
Yeah, and trying to catch my breath, because I had originally been the one first. She was following me first. Then when she spooked and ran, I was like running through the hayfield, like trying to get back.
Said, Jesse, it's your turn to run. I'm driving the Suburban.
And I said, well, we need to switch. You can have the grain bucket and I'm in the car. He said, that sounds good. So then he ran ahead and headed her off from being able to go down to the road. And the girls kind of got her over to by the chicken coop. And then I parked the Suburban to block her into that kind of area, and everybody we opened the gate.
She needs a friend.
She's lonely, I think. Yeah, we really need to get another cow in there one of these days. We'll get another baby cow, a steer for meat to raise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
okay. Well, all's well that ends well.
We made it. Now I need to just go make some chicken, so that's a little better ending for me. I'm gonna go chase a cow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody have a great week.
Happy
Love you. Thanks for watching.